Hello and welcome to this tour of this museum. I hope you're all excited for this tour. And we're gonna see some arts from the Renaissance to the 21st century. I know you guys are kind of new to this arts world, and then I will help you out throughout this journey. So, shall we begin? The theme for this tour will be drama. So, what drama means? Drama, if you look at the dictionary, is any type of exciting, emotional, or unexpected event. So we talk about drama. Oh, this is so dramatic. It's something that relates to feelings. It relates a lot about feelings. So let's see how those arts can give a lot of sense of feeling, emotion, and excitement. So here we have the creation of Adam. It was made by Michelangelo around the 50s on an artistic period called the Renaissance. So the Renaissance is artistic period that was uh, inspired by the Greeks and Romans. And one of the things that the Greeks and Romans valued a lot was the body proportions. So first we can see how shaped, how eight-packed Adam is. And also is the depiction, a representation of God. So God is reaching out to Adam, and Adam is reaching out to God, but their fingers are not really touching each other. So we can think about what it means to say that man and God are trying to connect, but not quite, not really. Yeah, we can think about this because of sin. We are uh, distant from God and all that stuff we have here. So God is inside of a kind of portal, and this portal is interesting. What this portal looks for you? It looks like a brain, right? So God is in a type of shape like a brain, meaning that He is the base of the knowledge. And inside this portal, we have a lot of angels, seraphims, and stuff. And all of the figures inside the circle, they are also all very well shaped. So you can see a lot of the the physical appearances, the perfectionism of their appearances. See a lot of drama here. So God is trying his best to reach out to Adam, and Adam is not really caring about too much. So all that drama, all that movement, all that perfection. So we can see a lot about drama here, a lot about the feelings that the characters may be having at this scene. And going further, we have the Baroque artistical period. So the Baroque period comes after the Renaissance. So this art is called the elevation of the cross, and some places also call it the raising of the cross. It was art made by Rubens, and we can see here that this art actually have some other parts. So we have actually three parts. We have this small rectangle here. This is the center, and we also have another part here uh, that is not being shown here. So we're gonna focus on those two. So on this art, we have that scene, the biblical scene of Jesus Christ when he is about to be killed, and the henchmen here, the guys are lifting the cross. We have a lot of drama here. The woman's, the families, Mary and her acquaintances and friends are mourning. It's interesting about the facial expressions that Rubens put on their faces. So we have a lot of facial expressions. We also have a lot of uh, details on their bodies. So we have this guy right here. It's very strong, very well shaped. So we see a lot of inspirations from the Renaissance artistical period. So Rubens probably inspired a lot of the Michelangelo's arts. And so we have the drama, so all the emotion, a lot of movement. So one of the important things about the Baroque period is the Baroque period focus a lot on movement. So we can kind of feel the movement in this scene because it's kind of diagonal. Diagonal lines have a lot of movement on them. So when artists use diagonal lines, they are conveying movement. So we have body proportions of idealism. We call it idealism. It's the ideal. It's not how it really is. We don't know if Jesus was this shaped or the henchman was this shaped, but this was a kind of idealism, what they could be. So yeah, a lot of idealism, a lot of drama, a lot of movement. So that is the elevation of the cross. Still on the Baroque art period, we have good sculptures as well. So this sculpture is called David. It's made by artist called Bernini, and this sculpture also see a lot of drama here because uh, you can see facial expression. So David here is showing, is biting his lips. You can see all the movement that he's doing, like he's about to cast the stone. We can see the sling here. You can also see a bag of stones here, as it suggests that David was prepared for a long fight. Look at how many stones he carried in, and we also see a little of the body proportions of the Renaissance, the idealism. He's very well shaped here as well. So a lot of movement, like the other one here, the elevation of the cross. They both have a lot of movement, a lot of drama. You can see that he's very serious about the fight. He's not showing any fear or anything. So the feelings the excitement. Maybe he was excited for the fight against Goliath. And yeah, so we have a lot of meaning here. Like we can kind of imagine the scene. Going further, we have this art right here. And this next artistic period is called the Romanticism. The Romanticism is artistic period that came as a response to the Industrial Revolution. So the Industrial Revolution really changed the way society started to be. With more machinery, made society think more about nature. So the Romanticism, as a response to the Industrial Revolution, focuses a lot on nature, a lot of feelings, and also a lot of drama. We have a lot of drama on the Romanticism. So this art here is called the Raft of the Medusa. I'm gonna tell you a story. It was a French ship called the Medusa. You probably thought about a Greek creature about the Medusa, right? So we have the Medusa, the snake, half woman creature that can, if anyone who sees her turns into stone. Yeah, I also thought about that. But this one actually is talking about a ship. So the ship was called the Medusa. It was a French ship trying to reclaim Senegal from the British, and it was about the 80s. It's an oil painting. It was made by oil painting, and it's a massive painting. The original one is 60 by 23 feet tall. It's very, very big portrait. So this friendship, this story, held about 400 people. They had settlers, soldiers, the governors, and politicians, and they were going to reclaim Senegal, but then the ship ran aground. So the captain asked a carpenter to construct a raft using the leftovers of the ship, and this raft will hold the people that couldn't fit into the lifeboats because there were not enough lifeboats for everyone. So obviously they put the soldiers, the sailors, the more like uh, kind of less important people to them, and the politicians and the officers and the captain were going to be on the lifeboats, and they are thinking about towing the raft. But then, uh, after they saw that the raft was kind of slowing them down, they cut the rope and then left the the raft with all those men floating at the sea with no hope. So that is actually a very anti-heroic story, and there were 150 people inside this raft, and they had to survive for 13 days. So from the 150, just 50, around 50 survived. So it's very sad. It's a very anti-heroic story, and also they had a lot of drama here. So this art was made by an artist called Jericho, and here we have the raft where a lot of we can see different reactions. We see dead bodies. We can also see about nature. Remember that we were talking about romanticism as an artistic period that focuses on nature. We have the sea. We have the waves going to crash into the raft. So the rat of the sea. And it's very interesting because we can see a kind of asymmetrical balance. At this left side, we can see a lot of despair, dead bodies, people mourning the dead ones, the relatives. So there was a lot of cannibalism, a lot of murder, a lot of starvation here. And at this right side, we have a little bit of hope. So there was a ship very far away, and they are trying to catch the ship's attention. And so we see a lot of people here shouting and trying to sign. And this side we have a lot of despair. So we have this asymmetrical balance, and also the bodies. It's interesting how the artistic period from the Renaissance to the 21st century focuses a lot. Most of the art focuses a lot on idealism. So we also have a lot of strong men. We have a lot of strong bodies here, and that was not actually probably was not the what really happened. And we also have a lot of piled bodies together, a lot of movement, a lot of drama here. The next one is one of my favorite sculptures of all time. You probably have seen this sculpture before. It's called The Thinker. It was made by a sculptor called Rodin. And it's interesting, this sculpture was meant to be Dante Alighieri. And it was supposed to be, this statue was supposed to be on top of another sculpture called The Gates of Hell that was also made by Rodin. But Rodin soon realized that it would be better to leave this stone by itself, this sculpture by itself. And then there we have the Thinker. So we see a naked man sitting on a block of stone and in a pose of intense thinking. What this sculpture means is really up to our imagination. So each one of us can think what the thinker is thinking. You got the idea? And this art, this sculpture was made by another artistical period that came after the Romanticism from the other one. And this artistical period was called the realism. The realism is artistical period that talks a lot about what really happens on the lives of men. So the real thing. So this statue is thinking. And I think, see, I already using the word. I think that the thinker can represent any one of us. First of all, the thinker is naked as the real man, what we really are. So the thinker is up to our uh, imagination and guess. It's a very good art. We also have a lot of uh, idealism. He's also very strong, very well shaped. And we also have a lot of drama here. So what is he thinking? Look at about how deep he is in his thoughts. So we have a lot of uh, emotion. We have a lot of feelings in here. A lot. We can relate a lot with this picture, right? And the last one, this one has a lot of drama. Do you know a name called Van Gogh? Vincent Van Gogh, you probably do. So this art is called The Wheat Field with Crows. It was made by Van Gogh in artistical period. That actually is this art was made by between the artistical period called Impressionism and also called Post-Impressionism, even sometimes called the Modernism. So the artistical period is kind of messed up, but we can talk about it as a Impressionism. So what is the impression the artists have from some kind of subject? So Van Gogh had a really hard life. We also know that he got some kind of mental disease of some sort, and he also, even though he painted a lot of paintings, he didn't sell much. Actually, he just sold one picture in the history in the time of his life, just one painting. He just sold one painting of hundreds and hundreds. And this one, it portrays what we know as the place where he died, where he's excited maybe. And the most important thing here are the colors. So we can see here that the wheat field is kind of shiny, as if it was a daylight. You can see that the wheat field is very like yellowish. Probably on night, it won't be that light. You won't see that much of the wheat field at really dark nights. But the sky is kind of dark. See here, we have parts of the sky are kind of blue. We also have like really dark blue, black colors here. He used a lot of hard strokes with a brush. And we have the crows. So it's called wheat field with crows. So we need crows here. So there are a lot of black crows floating around. And we know that crows are a good representation of death. So crows representing death, shady night, and shiny fields of wheat. So that was the pathway that Van Gogh made and finished his life. A lot of impressionism how he saw the moment. So dark skies. Maybe it wasn't that dark, but at his sight it was dark. And a lot of drama. So black colors, a lot of feeling, a lot of emotions, and not much excitement. But of course, there was a lot of drama. And I hope you like this tour. So here we have all the arts, and I wish you a very good day. Thank you so much for coming.